Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started this time. We'll get started. The March 13th, 2024 meeting of the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is now called to order. If everybody would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is charged with conducting hearings to determine whether an alleged violation of the city code has occurred. The decisions made by this quasi-judicial board will be based on the evidence and facts presented this evening. Our meetings are conducted in accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, and each case will begin with the city presenting its evidence of the alleged violation. The respondent will then present his or her case. Both parties will have an opportunity to cross-examine all witnesses. The board members may question any witness after being recognized by the chair. Comments by both parties must be relevant to the case. Persons wishing to speak will be given an opportunity to do so by the chair and must address the board from the podium after giving their name and address. Upon request, copies of materials submitted by staff are available for review. Board members are reminded to obtain permission to speak from the chair, and questions of the city should be directed to the attorney for the city. At this time, I'd like to ask all persons who expect to give testimony this evening to stand and be sworn by the city clerk. We got one more in the back. He's still signing in. Let's wait for him. Sir, let's get you sworn in, then you can sign in.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. Thank you. So, as per our usual, cases will be taken out of order tonight. The first case will be the first case, 4652. Case number 2 will be case number 24-0448. Case number 3 will be 24-0479. Case number 4 will be case 23-5221 under old business. Case number 5 will be 23-3443 under old business, and then we'll go back to the beginning and fill in. At this time, I'd like to ask all board members if they've had any ex parte communications regarding any matters coming before the Code Enforcement Board this evening. If you've had verbal communications, please disclose the sum and substance of the communications, when and where the communications occurred, and with whom it occurred. If you received any written communications, please disclose the nature of the communications and provide a copy to the city clerk to be filed in the record. Starting on this side?
I've had none.
I've had none.
I've had none.
I've had none.
Thank you very much. Moving on to approval of the minutes. Minutes of the regular meeting held on February 14, 2024. Have all board members received and read the minutes of February 14, 2024?
Yes.
If you have, are there any additions or corrections? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. Okay, on to the first case. Case number 23-4652. Who's number 5 or 6, Arnie? Yeah. Case number 23-4652.
Case number 23-4652, City versus David J. Calhoun, for the property located at 5106 Rolling Hill Court. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 8-10213C, roof maintained in good repair. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Lori Smith. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members. Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated proactively on October the 29th, 2023. My inspection revealed a blue tarp on the roof shingles to prevent water intrusion into the structure, and the south side fascia is damaged, was not being maintained in good repair. At that time, I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of the 29th of December, 2023. My reinspection on December the 29th, 2023 revealed no change. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared with the compliance date of the 15th of January, 2024. Affidavit of service was obtained by hand delivery to David Calhoun. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence of the violation taken by me on December the 29th, 2023, showing the violations.
We'll accept those. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Larry.
Exhibit number 1 shows the blue tarp on the roof shingles preventing water intrusion into the structure. Exhibit number 2 shows the south side fascia in disrepair. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Calhoun contacted me on November the 13th and December the 7th, 2023. He stated that when he first became aware of the leak on the roof in October of 23, upon further review of the structure, it revealed there was more damage than what he had expected. Mr. Calhoun asked for additional time to bring the property into compliance. I granted an extension until February the 15th, 2024. As of today's date, the site is out of compliance, and I am seeking a ruling.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. Calhoun is here, correct?
Yes, sir, he is.
Would he like to approach?
Yes, sir, he would.
Can I ask Lori a question before?
Hang on a second, Lori. We have one question for you. Go ahead.
Yes. We know the damage. There's the roof tarp, but I barely saw what's on the fascia.
The fascia's rotted on the corner.
Rotted?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Just rotted. Okay.
State your name and address for the record, please.
My name is David Calhoun. I live at 5106 Rolling Hills Court.
Hey. Yours.
Esteemed members of the board, I want to thank you for hearing me out today. I'm a teacher. I've been a teacher in Florida for 25 years, so you know I don't make that much money. My wife just went back to work. She works at the same school I did. She's now the registrar there, or a school I work at. We're getting our finances together, seeing if our insurance will cover it, because there's a hole in the roof that the previous owners did not tell us about, that it had just been patched and the roof had not been repaired. So I just need like another month or two to get the financing and get the company in and have it done. That's all there is to it.
Have you approached your insurance company?
Not yet, because we were trying. I'm totally new to this process. It's my first house, so trying to figure it out.
Well, I suggest you do that as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
Because our experience is it takes a little bit of time.
Yes, sir.
So, so what's going to happen next is we're going to determine whether or not there was a violation, and then after that we'll explain what happens after that. Okay?
Yes, sir. I understand what it means to get my house up, because I understand with the property values and the safety and everything. So I have to get on that as soon as possible.
Any questions for the respondent?
There's a big leak inside the house. Water gets in when it rains.
Yes, sir. There was where that tarp is down towards the when it comes down there's a hole. The shingles, and whoever patched it did not put new wood down underneath the shingles. They just put shingles over the hole, and the shingles caved in, and there's this huge hole. So we got a tarp over it now. So there's no water getting in the house now, but there was water getting in when it first happened.
But you're insured too.
We are insured, yes. So we haven't talked to them yet, because we're not sure with our insurance policy if it's going to cover, because we were with Tower. Was it
Doesn't
Tower?
matter. We don't need to know that. Thank you. You can have a seat. We'll call you back up. Okay. There's no further questions. I'll entertain a motion.
Yes, I'll try that one.
Thank you.
In case number 23-4652, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violation of the Temple Terrace City Code exists on the property located at 5106 Rolling Hill Court, with the applicable code section violation 8-102 subsection 13 subsection C. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Officer Lori Smith, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation of which received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that the said violation be corrected on or before May 8th, May 8th, 2024. If the respondent does not comply with the order on or before that date, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continue past the date for compliance. Upon the considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. So, come on back up. So you have been found in violation. You have until May 8th to bring the property into compliance. If the property is not brought into compliance, a fine of $25 a day will begin. However, if you come into, if extenuating circumstances, whatever, you come in, you show progress, and you can then come into our meeting, which will be on that evening of May 8th.
Give it 2 months.
Yeah, he gave you 2 months. Typically, we give you 30 days. Come in on that evening and talk to us about your extenuating circumstances. You can request an extension. There's no guarantee you'll get it, but you're welcome to request it. Okay. So good luck, and hopefully we'll have it all done in a couple months.
Thank you, board members.
Thank you very much. Next case, please.
Next case is 24-0448, City versus Gregory Keith and Carmen Keith for the property located at 307 Druid Hills Road. Case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 8-102-13C, roof maintained in good repair. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by me on January 31st, 2024 for a tarped roof indicating it is not in sound condition, which may admit rain or cause dampness in the interior portion of the building. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of February 20th, 2024. My reinspection on February 21st showed no change, so I generated a notice of violation on that date with a reinspection date of March 1st. I posted the notice at the front door, and copies were posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed, both regular and certified mail, to the owner of record. My reinspection on March 1st showed no change, so I prepared a notice of hearing and scheduled the case for the March Municipal Code Board meeting. I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by me on February 21st and March 1st, 2024.
We'll accept that. Thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows the notice of violation posting. Exhibit number 2 shows the tarped roof. The site is not in compliance, and I am seeking a ruling.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions for the code officer? Thank you, sir. Is the respondent here?
Yes.
Would he like to approach? Can you state your name and address for the record, please?
Hello guys, my name is Graham Keith, and the address is going to be 307 Druid Hills Road.
Very good. Floor is yours.
Alright, so my name is Graham Keith. My parents are Gregory and Carmen Keith. I'm also the roofing contractor on this job, which is why I'm here as well. Basically, my parents, they've got, whenever it rains, same situation as Mr. Dave, water's pouring in like crazy. It's pouring in through their fan because there's holes all over the roof. There's a couple areas that same thing haven't been patched correctly by the previous owner. I believe it's a 1969 house. But point being is whenever it rains and the fan's on, it's spraying water in their room like a shower. Me being a roofing contractor, I'm also a firefighter for Pasco County, but me being a roofing contractor, we filed the claim through their insurance company, through State Farm. State Farm in the last years had a tendency to drag their feet on any kind of claim because there's been an abundance of hailstorms all over Florida. So based on that, they're doing the same thing to my mom. We have an attorney that's representing my mom that works for my company, RoofX, that's basically trying to handle the situation. What we just found out about 30 days ago, and the attorney has been in contact with Doug, so Doug is aware of the situation as well. But about 30 days ago, we found out that State Farm had allegedly hired an appraiser to come to the house to determine the value. They've already said that they're going to approve the claim, but they haven't determined the value. So this whole time we're waiting for this appraiser to come do the job. Our attorney just contacted the appraiser 30 days ago once we gained this information. Turns out the appraiser has not even been hired by State Farm. So they've admitted to dropping the ball. They've already admitted responsibility. They are going to approve this claim. Today I spoke with the attorney. They said it could be anywhere from 30 days to 90 days. So essentially what we're asking is if there's any way we can have what's close to a 90-day extension, we can guarantee it'll be done by then. Anything else that we can get, will be greatly appreciated, but, whatever we can do. But the attorney does believe this will be handled in 90 days.
I'll tell you the same thing I told the previous one. First thing we have to do is determine whether or not there is a violation, and then we'll talk about next steps, okay?
Understood.
Okay, very good. Any questions for the respondent? You can have a seat, sir.
You guys.
Ernie, the fact that he is not really the homeowner, does that create a problem for you? I mean, he's here, he's the son of the homeowner, right? Is that correct?
That's correct, yes. My dad just had open heart surgery and had 3 strokes. He's paralyzed in bed. My mom's his caretaker. They can.
I understand. I just want to make sure that we keep the record clean.
Yeah. Anytime we have, like, people that don't show up at all, we still move forward with the case. Here we have at least somebody speaking on behalf of the homeowners. Okay. In acknowledging he's a son. So at this point, I don't have a concern.
Okay. If there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Look at this one. In case number 24-0448, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 307 Druid Hills Road. The applicable code is Section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection C. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer and other witnesses, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said violation be corrected on or before May 8th. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that date, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continues past the date set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, move the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays? Motion carries. So, come on back up. So your parents' house has been found in violation. A fine will start to accrue on May 8th. That's 60 days from now. However, if you come in on our next meeting, which is also May 8th, and you can ask for an extension at that time. Again, there's no guarantee that you'll get one, but you can present your case at that time and ask for an extension. Right. If you haven't got it all worked out by then.
Understood.
Okay, fingers crossed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Next case, please.
The next case is going to be case 24-0479, City versus Roy Peretz and Kathleen Sarah Lerner for the property located at 6006 Soaring Avenue. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 10-3B, sanitation grass weeds, and Section 10-34, sanitation keep premises clean. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Director Tom Baroni. City has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening, Tom Baroni. This case this evening originated on February 2nd, 2024, when I observed trash throughout the driveway along with overgrown grass and weeds. Later that morning, I prepared a notice of violation with the compliance date of February 7th, 2024. I hand-delivered the notice letter to obtain service. My inspection on February 20th, 2024 noted no change. At this time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence.
You done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because for whatever reason, when you guys talk out in the hall, it resonates in here, and I can't hear. So, not trying to be rude. It gets a little difficult to hear. Thank you.
So my inspection on February 20, 2024 noted no change. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence that was taken by me. Exhibit number 1 was taken on February 2nd, 2024 for scattered trash in the driveway. Exhibit number 2 shows the overgrown conditions on February 22nd, 2024. As of today's date, the grass and weeds have been mowed and the trash has been picked up. Therefore, the property is in compliance.
Very good.
I'm going to submit an
Accept that.
affidavit
We'll
of
accept it.
compliance.
Thank you.
I see this.
Yeah.
Now it's supposed to sit in.
Sorry?
I see it in the screen.
Okay, good.
Any questions for the code officer? Thank you, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
Did the respondents here, did you want to say anything?
Yes,
Okay, step up to the mic, name and address for the record, please.
my name is Roy Perez. I'm the owner of 6006 Soaring Avenue. I do apologize, number one, for my house is not on the code. I just was not in the state, I was in Israel. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to fix everything. I'm here and I fix everything with all my violation I have. If I need to cut the grass, I'm going to cut the grass. If my clear of my interest of my house is not be clear, I'm going to put it to clear tonight. And it's never happen again, and I apologize for your wasting of your time.
You are currently in compliance, so.
I do apologize for wasting the time for my address to this deputy to go and waste his time and the time of the city to do this stuff.
Thank you. Any questions for the respondent?
And I do understand, I never know, in every place I live in the United States, when I'm paying taxes on property, the taxes going for the garbage and stuff like that. And I understand it up here, I need to pay the garbage separately. And I never know that. So who I need to talk to do?
He doesn't have Temple Terrace water?
No, he has only a garbage account, and that was.
I never know.
That was terminated, and I presented the case 2 months ago.
Okay.
So he needs to activate his garbage
I never
account.
know, so I
So
do
you- But he doesn't have, he has Tampa water?
I do have Temple water, so.
So typically what happens if you have Temple Terrace water, the trash is included with the water bill. But because you have City of Tampa water, you have to get a separate garbage account, a separate trash account with the city of Temple Terrace. So you need to get that set up if you haven't done that already.
I do not know how to do it.
Come on down tomorrow. There's an office right there where people pay their water bill.
I'm now calling like 800 junk to do
No, you
it.
don't need
Like
to do
I'm paying
that.
like 180 a month for
But
this stuff.
you need to come down here tomorrow or call tomorrow, and just if you get anybody in the water department and the water billing department, they can help you out.
I'll show him where it is.
Okay.
It's $33 a month.
Yeah, so that's much better from 180.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Ernie will show you where to come tomorrow or where to call, and you can take care of that then. Okay.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions for the respondent? You can have a seat, sir. Thank you. Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion. Thank you.
I'll do it.
Do it.
I gotta get back into this.
Go ahead.
Okay. In case number 24-0479, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence following violations of the City of Temple Terrace did exist on the property located at 6006 Soaring Avenue. Violations being section 10-3B and 10-34. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer and other witnesses, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays? Motion carries. Okay, so because your property has been brought into compliance by today's date, there is no fine. However, should your property get out of compliance for the same reasons, it be considered a repeat violation, and the fines go up from there.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to cut the grass Saturday. Okay. So don't come tomorrow and Sunday.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
And enjoy your day. Enjoy your
You
night.
too. Thank you.
And be safe.
Next case, please. So we're going to be moving to unfinished old business.
Yes. Next case is going to be under unfinished business. Case number 23-5221, City versus Matthew R. Moran, for the property located at 409 Bullard Parkway. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight.
It's 5221,
23.
unfinished business. Yes. It's at, it's 409 Bullard Parkway.
Yeah, but they're saying the case number was different.
Mine says 5221.
Matthew?
3239.
3239.
Mine says 5221.
Chairman, just,
No, that's, yeah, as long as it's whatever is the right case.
it's the bottom one here. Right here.
Oh, wait, okay, I'm screwed up. I have Matthew Morgan. It says Matthew Morgan, that is, let me see.
It's Moran.
Well, Mike, wait a minute. Which one is
It's
it?
the bottom one. Right here.
Okay, so I had Matthew Morgan at 409 Bullard Parkway for case 5221. So it's Moran,
Moran, yes.
and it's 3239. Okay, let's correct the record. The correct case number is 23-3239, City versus Matthew R. Moran, Moran, at 409 Bullard Parkway. State your name and address for the record, please.
Yes. My name is Matthew Moran, and the address is 409 Bullard Parkway.
The floor is yours, sir.
This is continuing from the extension that you last gave me last month. And the permits have been granted for the construction project. They were granted about a week ago. At that point, I tried to get the power turned on for the contractor to accomplish the task. And the power line had been snapped by a fallen tree. The wire had been snapped. It also snapped the casing. And so it took a little while for the power. I think that the power should be turned on shortly. So the contractor's ready to go. I think when he was last here, he indicated it shouldn't take any more than a couple weeks. So it's on the verge of beginning.
You have a date from Tico when the power's going to be restored?
Dallas, would that be soon or?
Usually within 48 hours.
Hang on.
About 40.
If he's going to testify, he needs to come up. Thanks, Dallas.
No problem. Dallas has Bill official. The Tico's been putting the meters back in usually within 48 hours upon receipt of the
And when did you put in the request?
release. Went in late this afternoon, so
Late this afternoon, so.
it should be in by the end
of the week.
Yep.
So let's assume that it doesn't get put in until Friday, because today's Wednesday.
Yes.
Is your contractor ready to start on Monday?
He's ready to start.
Will he be starting on Monday?
I would even think it could even be before then if the power is on.
Well, let's say the power's on Friday, and I assume he's not working weekends.
Well, whenever he would prefer to start. So
He's ready to start immediately.
he's ready to go. Yeah, and it would be Monday. Would probably sure.
Okay, and he thinks he can have it done in a couple weeks.
That's what he was indicating. Yeah, a couple weeks. It shouldn't take.
Does the city have any problem with a further extension? No, sir. Okay. Any other questions? If not, I will entertain a motion to extend or not extend.
Motion to extend till April 10th, 2024.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays? Okay, you've been given an extension to April 10th.
Thank you so much.
And you know the process.
I do.
Okay.
And I do hope by that point that we'll be meeting in a different circumstance.
Very good, thank you, have a good day.
Appreciate everything. Have a great evening.
Next case, please.
I just wanted to verify or confirm it is 5221.
It is.
It is 5221?
It is
Information I had
5221.
was wrong. You were wrong.
Okay, so, just to clear up any confusion, it's case number 23-5221, City versus Matthew R. Moran, Moran, at the address 409 Bullard Parkway. And he has been given an extension until 4/10/23.
24.
24, thank you.
24.
Thank you.
You were like
Thank you,
me.
Dina.
Yeah, I could
When it
not
rains,
find
it pours.
the other number that you said about.
Well, I had 5221, so.
Yeah, it was correct. You're
So
correct.
I don't know where the, but I also had the wrong last name, so. So we got it straightened out. Okay, next case, please.
David, I apologize. Did you say case number 5221?
No, he said case number
20, no, yeah, I said 20.
You said the incorrect one?
No, I don't even have the incorrect one on my paper.
That's right, you just said you said that.
Okay, so he said the right case number, even though we had the discussion. Okay, we're good? Do we need a new motion?
If you said the
Should we,
He said the correct case number,
should
because
we
he
say
didn't.
it again?
No, we're good. Next case.
Okay, case number 23-3443, City versus Asbel Reyes and Maria Reyes, for the property located at 829 East River Drive. An affidavit of noncompliance was submitted by Director Tom Baroni for Section 8-10213C, dated February 14th, 2024.
Okay. Is the respondent here? Is that you? Come on up. State your name and address for the record.
Asbel Reyes, 829 East River Drive.
Okay. Floor is yours.
Okay, floor is mine. I don't know if I have to have the summary of what's going on or the sum of everything.
Why don't you bring us up to speed as to what the violation was and where it's at?
Violation was there's a tarp on the roof, and we got noticed about it. We started this back in June, and somewhere around October, November, on the third letter that we got from the violation, our public adjuster, who had been sending letters and updating, hey, this is an insurance process, blah, blah, blah. And I apologize for blah, blah, blah. So it was
Okay,
weird.
no, that's fine. We can.
So what ended up happening was we found that the public adjuster had no longer been sending messages. So I started contacting Jose, who used to be the code enforcement. Then he had just told me, hey, just leave a voicemail, keep me updated with what's going on. Started leaving voicemails, and then eventually I get a text from the city saying Jose's no longer there. And was like, okay, so who's been getting the information to what's the process been happening? At the same time, my public adjuster basically disappeared. The insurance had been given the wrong information and had listed all of the monies that would be for the fix of the roof as a mold. So they were all holding the checks in escrow and not releasing it to us to get the repairs done because it needed to go to a contractor, which we were being addressed as the contractor. We're like, we're not the contractors. We need the money to get the roofers to do it. And they're like, well, you need W-9s. Public adjuster, completely just don't know where or how it happened, that became completely absent.
Let me stop you there. I think we get it. Unfortunately, your case is a little bit different, because a fine has begun to accrue on that property starting on February 15th. So we can't give you an extension because the fine has already begun to accrue. Your only, and Ernie, tell me if I'm wrong, your only avenue now is to get the roof fixed. 35 days after the roof is fixed, you can apply for a lien reduction.
Okay.
So the fines are going to continue to accrue until the roof is fixed. Okay, once that roof is fixed, what you just told us, you will then tell Ernie.
Yeah, I had done I had mailed a letter and emailed a letter.
No, that's fine, but it's neither here nor there, because there's nothing anybody can do to stop the clock now.
Yeah.
Until, well, I shouldn't say that. The clock stops when the roof is fixed.
Okay.
Okay? Once the roof is fixed, 35 days after the roof is fixed, you can apply for a lien reduction.
Okay.
Okay, and once you apply for the lien reduction, then you're gonna sit down with Ernie and you guys will work that out. Okay? So until then, there's nothing this board can do for you any more than what's already been done.
Okay.
Unfortunately, other than wish you well. Okay?
Well, the only thing is, like, I had expressed this, I can only run as fast as the person in front of me, and when we saw there was such an error going on, that's when we got involved, and just, I don't know, we're first-time home buyers, and we didn't know anything, but when we called and tried to intervene, we were told by the insurance, which was holding stuff up, is you signed a contract with the public adjuster. You cannot speak on your own behalf. So contractually...
I get it.
Yeah, so it was like, what are we doing, you know? Yeah.
But our hands are tied, that the process has begun, and that we can't stop that until you come into compliance.
Okay.
Okay?
If it's any concern, this is the entire permit.
Hang on.
It's all done.
Hang on to that.
Everything's ready to go. We finally got through, and, you know.
And just out of curiosity, when's your roof is supposed to start?
I'm sorry?
When's the roof is supposed to start?
We just got this on Monday. We just finished it up. So they said 1 to 7 days. They just got to set up the whole. So we're moving as fast as we can. You know, the day that I got on Wednesday, I spoke to somebody here. He said, "Can you get this stuff going?" And I reached out to because we had then finally had gotten the checks and everything.
Once you get the roof finished, call code enforcement immediately, so they can come out.
Yeah, I've been habitually contacted with.
But let me finish.
Doug, okay, sorry.
Okay. So once the roof is done, call code enforcement so they can come out, inspect it, and agree with you that it is done. That starts the 35-day clock.
Okay.
Okay. Once the 35-day clock starts, you can call down here or go online and get a lien reduction form. Fill that out, and that starts the process so that you can apply for a lien reduction.
Okay.
But the fine and everything is continuing until the roof is done.
Even 35 days after it's finished?
No. The fine stops the day the day code enforcement comes and says yes, the roof is done. That's when the fine stops.
Oh, okay. So if like we get it done with
But you can't the 35 days. You can't. The property has to remain in compliance for 35 days. Which you got a new roof, it will.
Yeah.
Okay. But you can't apply for a lien reduction until the property's been in compliance for 35 days. Okay. That's the 35-day clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So as soon as we get it.
All right. Good luck.
Anybody who's been speaking to me knows what's going on.
1 second.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, not only when the roof is done, you call them, but you'd also need to call the permitting department so they can come out and do the inspection.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to get. That's all
I
this
just didn't
stuff.
want you to think you only had to call Mr. Bailey.
Oh, I've been talking to everybody.
Yeah, I would assume that his contractor would let the building department know. But yes. In abundance of caution, call the building department. Call Tom.
Yeah, it doesn't end.
Good luck.
All right, thank you. Is anything else?
No, you're good. Good.
All right.
Next case, please.
Okay, next case is going to be case 23-5064, City versus Jewish Enrichment Center Incorporated, for the property located at 13105 North 52nd Street. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 12-768A1, tree unlawful removal, Section 8-28A1, permit application required, and Section 10-35, sanitation abutting property. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Director Tom Baroni. The city has evidence that the notice of violation of notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Tom Baroni, Code Compliance. On October 6, 2023, I received a text message from Inspector Lori Smith that a tree was cut down without an approval. When I arrived, a 20-inch live oak tree was cut down and the tree debris was placed at the curb. I spoke with the tenant at the time and asked him if he had an approval by the city arborist. I requested city arborist Joe Ferris to respond to the location based on the no approval was given. I posted a stop work order that same day. On October 16, 2023, I prepared a notice of violation with the compliance date of October 24, 2023. I posted the notice letter at the front door of the violation and requested copies to be sent out certified in first-class mail. I also requested a copy to be posted on the electronic board at City Hall. On November 30th, 2023, the city arborist Joe Ferris did request that 10 trees be planted on the half-acre property. Inspection on February 15, 2024 noted that the 10 trees for the mitigation process was never completed. Therefore, an amended notice of violation, notice of hearing for the irreplaceable, irreparable, irreversible violation was prepared on February 19, 2023. I posted the amended notice at the front window of the home and requested copies to be sent out certified in first-class mail. I also requested a copy to be posted on the electronic board at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence taken by me. Exhibit number 1 shows the front door posting of the original notice letter. Exhibit number 2 shows the posting of the stop work order. Exhibit number 3 notes the 20-inch DBH live oak stump. Exhibit number 4 shows the posting of the amended notice letter. At this time, I'd like to submit.
We'll accept those. Thank you.
Here's the affidavit too. As of today's date, the curbside tree debris debris is in compliance. However, the unlawful tree violation still remains out of compliance. The city is requesting that we drop the permit violation, and I would like to submit an affidavit of compliance for the removal of the tree debris at the curb.
Okay, so explain this to me. So we have,
Okay.
we have an affidavit of compliance for the tree removal,
Of the curbside debris.
but there's still
On your violation detail, you're going to see a permit and unlawful tree removal. Those are the two other violations.
and
Requesting that we,
those fines can start it on the 19th of February, correct?
no.
Go ahead, Ernie. Straighten us out.
Okay, with the violations, we have, you see 12-768, which is failure to get a permit to remove the tree.
Right.
Also on here is 8-28, which is a permit required,
Mm-hmm.
which is really geared more toward a building permit. That's the one that we are looking to dismiss, that particular one, 8-28. So 12-768, which will be, there's been no.
It's irreversible.
There's been no
Yeah.
finding.
Right.
But that's gonna be the
Okay.
irreparable, irreversible violation, which would be a one-time fine of up to $5,000.
Gotcha.
Then, of course, you have the
Curbside debris.
curbside degree, which was the tree
Debris.
trunks and branches.
Which is now gone.
around the right
That's
of way,
gone.
And that's,
Yeah, and that's in compliance.
Yes.
So the only one we're dealing with is the amended irreversible
Unlawful tree,
unlawful tree removal, which is a lump sum fine.
that's correct. And, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
City Arborist Joe Ferris is here tonight to explain other factors.
Okay, and just so I understand the timeline,
Okay,
in October, end of October of '23, that's when the tree was noticed to be cut down.
October 6th.
A month later, a plan was suggested that he replant 10 trees. That's never occurred.
That happened November 30th, 2023. City Arborist Joe Ferris requested 10 trees to be planted on a half acre.
As of today, nothing's been planted.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any questions for me?
Any questions for the code officer?
You know, the reason that they discuss with you, are they anybody here on their behalf?
There's no respondent.
No response?
Okay.
Like 10 trees, it's easy to plant.
Yeah.
And they're just don't want to plant them, or?
Well, all I can tell you, this is a rental property, okay? The tenant that was there, he passed away. So, I'm not sure why they didn't plant the 10 trees. I'm just telling you.
But no one's got in contact with you?
Yes.
No.
That's the question.
That's what my question.
We did get a phone call there from an individual, I'm guessing the property manager, and he said nobody would be here tonight. That's
Okay.
all he told me.
Okay.
Actually, let me clarify that.
Okay.
That is, the property is in foreclosure. And the person that contacted us is the person foreclosing on the property.
So it's the mortgage holder. Okay.
Thank you, Ernie.
Thank you, Tom.
The question was, has anybody, the owner, contacted you in any of this?
No, no.
Okay. There's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Joe Ferris is here tonight.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if there's anything else you can add.
I don't know, I'm just,
So the deputy city clerk has requested that you go forward with findings, that it be in two motions, one for the irreparable, irreversible violation, and then the other one that's been complied.
Sure, understood. So you understand that, so whoever makes the motion, we'll be making two motions, one for the irreversible tree removal, and one for the one that's currently in compliance, which is 10-35. Okay, so whoever wants to do that, have at it.
Is it?
Go ahead.
All right, I got it. So just two separate motions, not the violated, not the
Right.
applied and existing. All right, so in case number 23-5064, I move that the city has proven by a great weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 13105 North 52nd Street. Those are section 8-28, subsection 8.
Okay.
Nope.
There's gonna be two motions, 8-28.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I got the wrong one.
You will have one motion for 12-768A1, And you will have one motion for 10-35.
Yeah.
And the 12-768A1 is an irreparable, irreversible
Right.
violation. I believe you have script for.
Didn't we want to, I thought we wanted to say that the 8-28 and 8-10.
Okay, let me try this again. Okay, 8-28 has been dismissed. There is no action to be taken by this board.
That's already been dismissed, I'm sorry.
Okay, 12-768 is irreversible. There is a motion for that, a specific motion for that, and 10-35 is what would be a normal motion.
Can we start over?
Absolutely.
All right. In case number 23-5064, I move the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 13105 North 52nd Street. The violation is section 10-35, sanitation. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Director, Tom Baroni, along with any evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record hearing. Further move that there be no fine imposed because that violation was brought into compliance prior to the date of the hearing.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. Next motion, please.
In case number 23-5064, I move the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 13105 North 52nd Street. The applicable code is 12-768 subsection A subsection 1. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Director, Tom Baroni, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all which is received and entered as part of the record of hearing. I further move that the said violation be correct. Oh, sorry, this is an irreparable.
Yes, it is.
If the respondent does not comply with this on or before that date, do we read that? I don't think we do.
No, well, no, because you're just going to oppose the fine.
Upon considering the following, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator.
Hang on, let's start that one over, because there is a specific motion for irreparable, irreparable.
We don't have it.
I do not.
We don't have.
I don't have that one, I'm sorry.
Hang on, let me see if I have it.
It's a foreclosure.
I don't think we.
Oh, what's the standard time for a tree?
I don't have any motions in my packet.
$5,000.
I don't know what the standard, I was hoping.
I think he can just word it as being an irreparable.
Let's listen to the attorney.
All right. What the city would request then, if, in making your finding, if you do find that there's a violation, to first find that it is an irreparable, irreversible violation. And then when it comes to the fine, it isn't going to be a daily fine. It's a one-time fine up to $5,000, but you'll still, base it on the gravity of the violation, actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and previous violations by the violator. Same type of, you'll still use the same basis, but you don't have a daily fine on this one.
Okay.
Right.
Did you still want to do it?
Yeah, I'll still do it.
All right.
What's the average price for cost for a fine for a tree? I thought it was like $1,000.
It's,
$5,000.
well, you have to take into consideration the gravity of the situation, the fact that he was given a plan to replace the trees, and that plan has not been fulfilled, and all the other facts that have been presented to you tonight.
Can we ask for?
Did you guys want to add anything?
Did you have a question?
I'd like to know
No,
more.
I don't think we have any questions. I think,
How much is it per tree?
one at a time, please.
Joe Ferris, city arborist. I think you were asking about the cost per tree?
No. What he was asking, what typically, historically, what we have fined other respondents for a similar type situation.
In this case, with those 10 trees,
Yeah.
the option would be to plant that on the property or pay $300 per tree into the fund, which would be $3,000. That would be the equivalent of those 10 trees being planted.
Okay.
Okay, the property's in foreclosure, so would this fine be imposed to
It'd be
the
imposed on the
current
property owner because it has not.
current owner,
been imposed on.
not, okay.
And we will be putting the lien in tomorrow, so.
But in answering your question, okay, what Joe was describing here is the mitigation costs.
Right.
Which is
Separate.
separate from the
Yeah,
case
not the
that's in
same.
front of you.
Yeah.
It's you just do it up to 5,000, whatever you determine.
So I do have one quick question. What would you say is the gravity of this? Like how?
It's a 20-inch tree.
It was a 20-inch live oak, I mean, a healthy live oak. I mean,
And if you remember testimony, that responded
And
said that he got permission to do it, and he didn't.
Yeah, as Thomas mentioned, there was no previous approval on it. I had never been contacted by the tenant to look at it. The reason for his removal would not have been justification for me to say, yes, you can get a permit and remove it.
Although the respondent did tell Tom, according to Tom's testimony, that he had permission. So there's the gravity.
Fair. All right. We're going to do this again.
Okay, one more time.
Thought I was going to be a stud and get this all done at once, but obviously.
You still can.
I got this.
You can still be a hero.
I can be a hero. This is, yeah. In case number 235064, I move the city as proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 13105 North 52nd Street, and that is Section 12-768, subsection A, subsection 1. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Director Tom Baroni and other witnesses, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I move that this violation is irreplaceable and irreversible, and I move that a fine be imposed of $4,000.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
You okay with $4,000?
I was
Were you thinking?
three.
One at a time. One at a
I
time.
was thinking 3,000, just to be fair.
Well, 3,000 just is the mitigation, would have been the mitigation cost. I don't know that you want to, that allowing him to pay what the mitigation cost now is fair.
I think it's easier to collect $3,000 than 4 or 5. That's my point.
I would say the gravity of the situation is the blatant lying and the the removal of the kind of a hallmark of Temple Terrace, which is these 70, 80-year-old trees. I mean, I see the logic in your comment about it's easier to collect $5 than it is 10, but at the same time, I don't know that should weigh in as against the gravity of the situation.
I agree. I think the 300 per tree for mitigation, and then there should be something additional for the City of Temple Terrace, if you want to put it that way. Seeing that he did lie about it, it's 10. It would be so easy for somebody to go to Home Depot and pick up 10 trees. They don't have to be oak trees. They can be any kind of tree, right?
So,
yeah.
Well, it can't be any kind of tree. It has to be.
No, I know, I understand. But my point is,
there are
rules.
There are rules, but it's you're right. It would,
right.
Yeah.
So I think an extra $1,000 for the city is not outrageous. It's unwarranted.
It's not the extra. It's for me. I would have went for 5,000 if there was a fixed owner right now. It's not in the foreclosure or anything. It just I wanted to entice or whoever gonna buy it, to either fix it or to.
That $1,000 you guys are all discussing is not going to entice or de-entice.
Well,
given the current situation.
$1,000 is $1,000.
I mean, he's clearly not paying his bills. So whether it's going to be 3,000 or 4,000.
Yeah. We have a motion. We have a second. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. On to the next case, please.
Case 24-0154, City versus MUPR 3 Assets LLC for the property located at 8602 Shirley Drive. Cases before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 8-28A1, permit application required. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Lori Smith. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you. Before we get started, sir, what's your case number?
5332.
532. That got to have enough. Yeah.
I was going to do his next.
You're going to do his next? Okay. Very good. Okay. You'll be next. All right. Thank you. Sorry, Lori.
That's okay, sir. Good evening again, Mr. Chairman, board members, Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated proactively on January the 11th, 2024. My inspection revealed installation of wood fencing on the north side of the property without a permit. At that time, I left a door hanger with a re-inspection date of the 18th of January 2024. My inspection on January the 29th, 2024 revealed no change, therefore notice of violation was prepared with a compliance date of the 15th February 2024. No one was at home, so I posted the notice letter at the front door and requested copies be sent certified and first-class mail to the owner of record. I also requested a copy be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. At this time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence of the violation taken by me on February the 2nd, 2024, and also a screenshot of the stop work order in Central Square.
We'll accept those. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Exhibit number 1 shows a notice letter posted at the front door. Exhibit number 2 shows the wooden fence installation on the north side of the property. Exhibit number 3 shows the stop work order in Central Square. Mr. Chairman, property manager Mr. Fernandez with Main Street Renewal reached out by email on Monday, February the 26th, 2024 in response to the violation. He indicated he thought it was resolved. I informed him that a permit was required for the fence installation and that he contact Community Development to ascertain what was needed to obtain the permit. As of today's date, the site is not in compliance and I am seeking a ruling.
Did you reply to him via email?
Excuse me?
When you got his email, did you call him or did you reply via email?
No, sir. I responded back by email.
Okay. You have a copy of those emails?
Not with me, sir. I don't, but I can get them.
That would be very nice if you could.
All right, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions of the code officer? Seeing none? The respondent is not here. I'll entertain a motion. I'll do it.
In case number 24-0154, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violations of the city's Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 8602 Shirley Drive, with the applicable code violation, section 8-28, subsection A, subsection 1, permit application required. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Officer, Lori Smith, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavit, and the notice of violation, of which received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that the said violation be corrected on or before April 10th, 2024. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before the day they are ordered to pay a fine, and for each and every day the violation continue past the date set for compliance, upon considering the following factors: the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. Next case, please.
Case 24-0532, City versus Barrow Properties LLC for the property located at 8727 Beverly Drive. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 8-28A1, permit application required. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Lori Smith. The city has evidence that the notice of violation of notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening, Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated from Community Development on February the 6th, 2024, requesting a notice of violation referencing the open stop work order for roof without a permit at the location. I prepared a notice of violation with a compliance date of the 16th of February 2024. No one was at home, so I posted the notice letter at the front door and requested copies be sent certified and first-class mail to the owner of record. I also requested a copy be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. At this time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence of the violation taken by me on February the 6th, 2024, and a copy of the stop work order in Central Square.
We'll accept those. Thank you. Not yet.
Exhibit number 1 shows a notice letter posted at the front door. Exhibit number 2 shows the stop work order in Central Square. As of today's date, the site is not in compliance, and I am seeking a ruling.
Good. Any questions for the code officer? Thank you, Lori.
Yes, sir.
Respondent is here.
Yes, sir.
State your name and address for the record.
So my name is Ivan Santa. I'm the registered agent for the company Vero Properties. So I'm the property manager for this. Everything started with a call with the tenant. So they have a very bad leaking in the property. So we did the inspection, and I will make the decision to replace the roof. The thing was, when I called my contractor, find good contractors right now is very hard. So I have my roofing guy, and my guy told me, I can do it, but I'm not registered with the Temple Terrace city. So I say, okay, let's register and let's do all the process. So he said, but it's going to take 2 weeks. So we start the process, 2 or 3 weeks. And I was in the dilemma, okay, I have a tenant, good tenant, with kids, and everything was bad shape, the roof. So I decided to take the risk, and after the fact, I say, I'm going to take the risk because I need to fix the problem. So right now, my roof is in compliance, but I just need a little time because my contractor, I think he was approved now for the Temple Terrace City, and now I think he went to vacations, and he said he's coming back this Tuesday or this Monday. But of course, we're gonna get the permit, and we put everything in compliance with the city, with the code, and everything. But that's the story. Very simple.
Okay. Like the other cases that came in front of us, we first have to make a determination of whether or not a violation occurred, and then once that occurs, I'll talk to you about next steps.
Okay.
Okay. You can have a seat. All right. Any questions? I'm sorry. Any questions for the respondent? Yes. Go ahead.
Do you think?
Come on back up a minute, please.
Do you think in 1 month you will obtain the permit?
Oh, 15 days or less.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
In case number 24-0352.
Oh, try again.
0423.
Nope. 0532. 0532.
Lost.
City versus BERO Properties.
I'm on the second page. Okay. I lost my mind. Oh, okay, got it. In case number 24-0532, I move the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace Code exists on the property located at 8727 Beverly Drive. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer and other witnesses, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said violations be corrected on or before April 10th to 2024. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each, excuse me, each and every day the violation continues past the date for compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move the fine be $25 a day.
Do you have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Just based on the facts as presented, it almost seems like we should do $50 a day, is my opinion. The respondent openly admitted to saying, well, I knew that there was a risk involved. I knew what I was doing was improper and incorrect, and I'm making the judgment call. He's also saying you haven't done it in 2 weeks, so the additional fine may not matter, but I think the impetus here is that you can't just knowingly go against the city's code enforcement and not have no repercussions.
I understand. What do you think?
I think he's right.
Okay, so I will amend that.
Let's make the amendment. What is the amendment?
I amend that the fine be $50 per day.
Okay, we have an amendment to $50 per day. Whoever made the second the first time should make the second time. Second the amendment.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Okay, so what has happened, come on up. If the property has been found in violation, you have until April 10th to bring the property into violation, which is obtaining the permit. Okay, if the property is not brought into compliance by April 10th, a fine of $50 per day will begin to accrue. However, we have a meeting that night of April 10th. If there are extenuating circumstances, you're welcome to come back and ask for a continuance. There is no guarantee that you will get one, but you are welcome to ask for one. Okay, got it? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next case, please.
Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning to case 20. We're going to go back in order, I'm sorry.
Okay.
24-0199, City vs. Southland Corp. for the property located at 10843 North 56th Street. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 8-1661B, minimum standards, commercial exterior walls, Section 8-1664A, commercial parking lot maintained in good condition, and Section 8-1664C, commercial parking lot maintain wheel stops. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Director Tom Baroni. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Tom Baroni, Code Compliance. This case this evening originated back on December 4th, 2023, when I received a complaint from a resident about the staining on the north exterior building wall. On December 9th, 2023, I noted that the building walls were stained and I also had peeling paint. I also noted stains on the breezeway and the parking lot curb stops in disrepair. I went inside the store and advised the clerk of my observations. On the January 23rd, 2024, my reinspection noted no change. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared with the compliance date of February 15th, 2024. On February 22nd, my inspection noted no change. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence that was taken by me on February 28th, 2024. Number 1 shows the stains on the north exterior wall. Exhibit number 2 shows the breezeway stains. Exhibit number 3 shows the peeling and stained paint on the building. At this time, I'd like to submit.
I will accept those, thank you. So there's 2 other violations for the parking lot. Can you describe?
The parking lot was taken care of prior to tonight, so all the violations have been corrected.
All the violations are in compliance?
Yes, so they
Parking lot
restriped.
issues all came in compliance before tonight, and
Yes.
as of tonight, the 3rd one came into compliance?
Yes.
Okay,
So they're all in compliance.
that's what we
This
like to
is
hear.
the 7-Eleven on Whiteway in 56.
Oh, okay.
Just FYI.
The infamous trailer location.
Yes, yes. Any questions?
Very good.
Questions? Okay.
If there's no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Thank you.
I can do this one.
Okay.
Do you want to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
In case number 24-0199, I move that the city has proven that the greater weight of evidence, the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 10843 North 56th Street, with the applicable code violations, Section 8-166, subsection 1, subsection B, Section 8-1664, subsection A, Section 8-166, subsection 4, subsection C. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the Code Enforcement Director Tom Baroni, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavit, and the notice of violation of which received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. So Tom, real quick question.
Yes.
That address, does that include the entire strip center or just the?
Just the 7-Eleven.
Okay, I stopped going there because there's like a giant pothole by the driveway.
Yeah.
Is that part of this property or is that somebody else?
That's somebody else.
Okay.
Yes. That's the smoke shop, and the phone place, and the new Tun.
Yeah.
That's a different owner.
Different, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I imagine they'll be coming in from
But
there.
they're
Yes.
remodeling the plaza.
Yeah, I see.
They're right, that's
Yeah,
exactly
saw
right.
that. Okay, next case, please.
Okay, next case is going to be case 24-0352, City versus Tuam and Nafis Group LLC for the property located at 12107 North 53rd Street. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of section 22-91, city garbage required, service required. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Director Tom Baroni. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Tom Baroni. This case this evening originated back on January 19, 2024, when staff received an email from Public Works that they have terminated several accounts due to outstanding garbage accounts. That same day, Public Works Department went out to these locations and confiscated the city-owned trash receptacles. The property is occupied, therefore solid waste is being produced and accumulated upon such premise. I generated a notice of violation on January 25th, 2024, with a compliance date of February 6th, 2024. I was able to gain service by hand delivery to the property owner, Mr. McNeese. On February 20, 2024, I checked out the account, which was still showing an outstanding account of $1,400. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence that was taken by me. Exhibit number 1 shows a tenant's vehicle in the driveway, which demonstrates that the structure is being occupied. I'd like to submit at this time.
We'll accept those, thank you.
On March 12, 2024, the garbage account now has a payment plan along with a payment of $704. Therefore, the property is now in compliance. I'd like to submit an affidavit of compliance.
Good, we'll accept that, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for me? Thank you.
If there's no further questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Let's get the right one this time. Okay. In case number 24-0352, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace Code did exist on the property located at 12107 North 53rd Street, violation being section 22-91. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Officer Baroni, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second, any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, no nays, motion carries. Next case, please.
Okay, next case is case 24-0423, City versus Elay Homes LLC for the property located at 108 Mission Hills Avenue. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of section 10-3B, sanitation grass weeds, and section 12-861E6, fences appearance. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by me on January 30th, 2024 for overgrown conditions and a fence in disrepair. I left a door hanger with a reinspection date of February the 2nd. My reinspection on February 7th showed no change, so I generated a notice of violation on that date with a reinspection date of February 14th, 2024. I posted the notice at the site as well as at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed, both certified and regular mail, to the address of the owner of record. My reinspection on February 23rd showed no change, so I prepared a notice of hearing on that date, and the case was scheduled for the March Municipal Code Board meeting. This time I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by myself on February 7th and February 23rd, 2024.
We'll accept those, thank you.
The site is in compliance. I'd also like to submit an affidavit of compliance.
Accept that as well, thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows the notice of violation posting. Exhibit number 2 shows the fence and disrepair. Exhibit number 3 shows the overgrown conditions. Since the site is in compliance, I'd like to seek a finding.
Any questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Okay.
Thank you.
In case number 24-0423, I move the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 108 Mission Hills Avenue, Section 10-3, subsection B. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from code enforcement officer, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of this hearing. Further move that there be no fine imposed because violations are brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. Next case, please.
Next case is case 24-0466, City versus John P. Ziegler, for the property located at 306 South Burlingame Avenue. The case is before the board based on an alleged violation of Section 12-8592, RVs, boats, and trailers. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Lori Smith. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening, Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated proactively on February the 2nd, 2024. My inspection revealed a utility trailer stored in the front yard. At this time, I left a door hanger with the compliance date of the 5th of January, 2024. My reinspection on February the 14th, 2024 revealed no change. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared with the compliance date of the 19th of February, 2024. No one was at home, so I posted the notice letter at the front door and requested copies be sent certified and first-class mail to the owner of record. I also requested a copy be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence of the violation taken by me on February the 14th, 2024.
We'll accept that. Thank you.
Exhibit number 1 shows a notice letter posted at the front door. Exhibit number 2 shows the trailer stored in the front yard, south side of the property. As of today's date, the site is not in compliance, and I am seeking a ruling.
Very good. Any questions for the code officer?
Have you been contacted by them?
No, sir, I have not.
Looks like nobody lives there.
There is somebody that is there. Yes, sir.
There's no other questions. I'll entertain a motion.
Yes. I'll do it.
Thank you.
In case number 24-0466, I move that the city has proven by the greater weight of evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exists on the property located at 306 South Burlingame Avenue, with the applicable code violation, Section 12-859, subsection 2. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Officer Lori Smith, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavit, and the notice of violation of which received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that the said violation be corrected on or before April 10th, 2024. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before the day they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continue past the date set for compliance. Upon considering the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, any previous violations committed by the violator, I move the fine be $25 per day.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. Next case, please.
24-0644, City versus Nathan Lamar Johnson, Life Estate, Oscar Johnson III, Nadine Patrice Johnson, and Brian Lanier Johnson, for the property located at 9813 Morris Glen Way. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 8-1022, hot and cold water. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Code Compliance Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Thank you.
Good evening once again, board members and Mr. Chairman. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by a list from utility billing for sites where water services had been terminated on February 13th, 2024. I went directly to a notice of violation on that date with a reinspection date of February 20th, 2024. I posted a copy at the residence and a copy was posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement, and copies were mailed both certified and regular mail to the address of the owner of record. An update from utility billing on February 23rd showed no change, so a notice of hearing was prepared on that date, and the case was scheduled for the March Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence taken by myself on February 13th, 2024, and a copy of the shut-off order from February 7th and complaint form from utility billing on February 20th, as well as the photos of vehicles taken on February 24th and February 23rd.
Accept all of that. Thank you.
Could I ask a quick question?
Why don't you tell us who you are?
Ernest Mueller, Deputy City Attorney.
Thank you.
The
Sites
photographs
of
of the vehicles, were they at the property?
Yes, the photos of the vehicles are at the property, which indicates that someone is occupying the residence without an active water account. However, as of yesterday, the site is in compliance as they did make a payment, and I would like to submit an affidavit of compliance, and I'm seeking a fine.
Certainly accept that. Thank you. Any questions for the code officer? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll do it.
Thank you.
In case number 24-0644, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violation of the City of Temple Terrace Code did exist on the property located at 9813 Morris Glen Way. Applicable code violation, section 8-102, subsection 2. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from Code Enforcement Officer Doug Allen, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays. Motion carries. That completes our new business. On to unfinished.
Okay. Unfinished. Case number 23-3311, City versus Abdul Hussein Sharbani and Amiri Atusa for the property located at 332 Sunnyside Road. The deadline for compliance was February 14th, 2024. An affidavit of non-compliance was submitted by Officer Lori Smith for Section 8-28A1, dated February 15th, 2024. Case number 23-4684, City versus Miriam Y. Sandoval for the property located at 12610 North 52nd Street. The deadline for compliance was February 14th, 2024. An affidavit of non-compliance was submitted by Officer Lori Smith for Section 8-10213C, dated February 15th, 2024. Case number 23-5044, City versus BAF 3 LLC for the property located at 9901 Morris Glen Way. The deadline for compliance was February 14th, 2024. An affidavit of non-compliance was submitted by Officer Doug Allen for Section 8-10213C, dated February 16th, 2024. Case number 23-6170, City versus 5400 Bush Boulevard LLC for the property located at 5400 East Bush Boulevard. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight. I do have 3 that are not on the agenda. Case number 23-2847, City versus John J. Carthy and Hiroko N. Carthy for the property located at 418 Dunedin Circle. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Lori Smith for Sections 12-8592 and 12-921, dated March 5th, 2024. This case is no longer accruing a lien.
Good.
Case number 235152, City versus Aldwin LLC, for the property located at 405 Park Ridge Avenue. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Doug Allen for Section 8-28A1, dated February 26, 2024. This case is no longer accruing a lien. Case number 225382, City versus Marbella Terrace Townhomes, LLC, for the property located at 11568 Morrisbridge Road. Payment of $1,350 was made on March 5th, 2024. This case is no longer on the liens list.
Great, thank you. That completes our unfinished business. Is there any other board action? Seeing none. Liens report. A couple things. Ernie, anything you want to report? No. Okay. In front of you, you have a spreadsheet that shows some of the recent closed cases, just so you have an idea of which cases have been closed that were previously not closed, and the dates in which all liens have been paid. There's also a column there that shows you the lien amount paid, which is immaterial because we're not in the business of generating lien monies. We're looking for compliance. So this will be updated as cases get closed. It'll be updated so that you can see an ongoing history of the number of cases that, and in a minute, number of cases that the officers and the city have been able to close. And that this list started in October, which is why you see the first date is of the first case dated October 13th. Yes, sir.
Yeah, these were on the big lien lists that we had, and this now no longer on the lien list. That's all.
Yes, that's all it is.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted, and these cases, were they for a long time or just a short?
I couldn't tell you from this list. You have to go back and look.
Some of them were, yes.
So it's a mixed bag of.
Left-hand column, you'll see case numbers. So one's year 2014, 2016.
Oh my gosh.
23, yeah.
2020.
Need your
From the
mic,
case
your
number.
mic's not on. Yeah, so just, I mean, if you guys haven't figured it out already, the first two digits of the case number is the year in which the case was initiated. So 22 means the case was initiated in 2022. 14-5858 is a case that was initiated in 2014. 16-5114 is a case that was initiated in 2016, and so forth and so on. So it's a mixed bag.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Any new business? Yes, sir.
Sure, the mic's on.
Yeah.
I have some good news and some bad news.
Okay.
So the good news is I want to congratulate Jose Silva. He retired at the end of February. Jose was a good guy, just a hard worker. He's going to be well missed in code, but I wish him the best. And that's kind of the bad news for us, is that we lost a good guy. So I just want to congratulate him.
He's still a good guy, he's just not working for us.
Right, that's right. Right now I'm a little jealous. Right now I think he's on a cruise, so
Oh, is he? God bless him. That's
hopefully he's enjoying his retirement.
Okay, well, what's your, have you guys advertised?
Yes, we already are in the process of interviewing.
Okay.
So hopefully within a month we'll have a new code inspector.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good. Any other new business? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No nays? Motion carries. We are adjourned. 7:31, sir.
I got 5 minutes.